Assembling of continuum of the long fiber reinforced composite model. The FIM model was created in the concept of coherent continuum consisting of a surface geometry corresponding to the test sample with length L equals 100 mm, width B equals 20 mm, and thickness H equals 1.7 mm. The finite element mesh of the numerical model was created from shell elements, 2D elements, with a constant element size of 2 mm. The boundary conditions affecting the magnitude of the displacements and stress can be defined in two ways, that is, the boundary conditions of the first and second types. The first way is to determine the displacement and stress distributions if force conditions are known, that is, volume forces, surface forces, and nodal loads. The other way is to determine the displacement and tension distribution if the geometric conditions are known, that is, the size of node displacement, the deformations, and so on. Both ways can be also combined. It is mixed boundary conditions, as shown by Lee. Boundary and initial conditions for the model were made by the boundary conditions of the second type. One side of the sample was fixed against the displacement and rotation of node y equals re equals 0 in all directions, layout, and the opposite side of the edge of the sample was fixed identically, only in x direction, the movement was allowed, whereas ux equals 1 mm that corresponds to the deformation epsilon x equals 1%. The strain rate was 2 mm. Min-1. The boundary conditions are shown in Figure 5. Continuum FIM model of the composite reinforced with long fibers with defined boundary and initial conditions. Assembling of extended continuous composite model of long fiber reinforced composite. The second numerical FIM model, which was created in the concept of structure unit, is formed from three components: fiber matrix, the interfacial interface, where the microscopic dimensions of such a model are closer to the more real composite. Such a model can be created from a structural unit with a 1, 2, dot, in fibers, wherein the volume geometric configuration, for example, structural unit is a cube, cuboid, sphere, can affect the volumetric quantity of fibers in a matrix VF, VM, as shown by Necker. The change in volume ratio VF can be given on the example of the structural unit of the cuboid, which is shown in the section in Figure 6. The structural unit consists of 6 fibers represented by circles with the same spacing μ, which are bounded by a matrix, rectangle. By changing of the spacing can then be increased or decreased volume ratio of fibers VF. The finite element mesh of the numerical model was created from a combination of following elements: brick elements, 3D elements, with a designed element size of 0.0002 mm defined for fibers in matrix, Figure 7. The influence of fiber spacing in the structural unit on fiber volume ratio. Structural FIM model of a composite reinforced with long fibers. It will be assumed that E11 equals sigma 11 epsilon 11, E22 equals sigma 22 epsilon 22, G12 equals tau 12 gamma 12. G23 equals tau 23 gamma 23. The problem lies in joining of fibers with a matrix because the interconnections form an interface. The structural FIM model assembling presents a problem of the determination of appropriate boundary conditions, which is important in terms of accuracy and model verification. Incorrect design may result in concentrators and singularities of stress. The boundary conditions are created by the second type, geometric boundary conditions, as follows: the perimeter surfaces of the model perpendicular to the plane of the stretching direction have defined symmetry conditions on one side, symmetry in axis y and z, and on the opposite side, the boundary conditions are not prescribed. On surfaces in the plane of the stretch direction, that is, in the direction of the z-axis, the displacements and rotations were not allowed ui equals re equals 0 in all directions. On the opposite surface of the specimen, the condition was the same, only displacement in the stretching direction was allowed. The displacement was defined constantly to the maximum strain 1%, that is, ux equals k. Epsilon x equals 1%, k dot equals const, with strain rate 2 mm min-1. Boundary conditions are shown in Figure 8 and Table 2. The material properties applied in both FIM models, I continuum model and the second continuum model with the structure unit, are based on the generally known values reported by fiber and matrix manufacturers. The fiber and epoxy matrix parameters are listed in Table 3. The results of both numerical simulations have exhibited approximately the same stress at the defined strain epsilon I equals 1% under tensile load and applied direction for a given fiber reinforcement, carbon or glass. The resulting dependence of force on the displacement of the samples obtained from the models showed an approximately linear course, both for carbon and glass fiber reinforced composite. Figure 9 shows the tensile test for volume ratio VF equals 0.3, where carbon fiber reinforced composite with the epoxy matrix exhibits approximately 2.2 times higher force response than the glass fiber reinforced composite with epoxy matrix. The boundary conditions of the structural FEM model of the composite structure reinforced with long fibers. FEM model boundary conditions for obtaining elastic constants. Material and mechanical properties of individual constituent of composite. Comparison of experiments and FEM models, dependence of applied force on sample strain. The obtained results shown in figures 10 and 11 can be stated that the continuous model, FEM model I, has an approximately steady monotonic course manifested not only in continuous distribution of deformation, figure 12 above, but also in uniform distribution of the principal stress sigma I equals sigma 11 acting in the load direction, figure 12 center. Dependence of modulus G23, left above, nu 12 left below, nu 23 right on FOF transversely isotropic composites with epoxy matrix and carbon fibers and glass fibers. Dependence of modulus 11, E22, G12 on FOF transversely isotropic composites with epoxy matrix and carbon fibers, left, and glass fibers, right. Distribution of deformation, above, and principal stress in the loading direction, center, of the FEM model I of long fiber reinforced composite with epoxy matrix. The resulting distribution of axial strain, below left, and the principal stress acting in the loading direction, below right, and the FEM model 2 of composite reinforced with long carbon fiber with epoxy matrix. Due to the simplicity of the FEM model I, it appears to be very suitable for determining the mechanical properties of composite structures and their optimization. However, such a model does not provide information about strain and stress between the fibers in the matrix, let alone the interphase. The continuous model with the structural unit, FEM model 2, is significantly more complex, and for some elastic constants, its resultant course is not monotone, G23, nu 23, in other words, the resulting dependency is not stable and may not be accurate enough but more complex in terms of results. FEM model 2 allows to approximate the layout distribution of the structure unit in the loading direction, z-axis, as shown in figure 12, left, and also the principal stress distribution. The principal stress can be determined in isosurfaces or in sequential sections, figure 12 right, which allow to analyze the stress distribution between the fibers in the matrix including the interphase. By comparing the maximum values of the stress of 189.1 and 190.9 MPa at same strain epsilon 11 equals 1% and with the volume ratio VF equals 0.5 can be stated that the models have significant agreement. This is affected not only by the same material parameters and boundary conditions but also appropriately selected types of elements of the finite element mesh as discussed earlier. FEM model 2 of the composite structure reinforced with longitudinal fibers with the epoxy matrix is more complex, and the time of the calculation is larger than the FEM model I. However, it must be added that the FEM model 2 shows valuable scientific knowledge of the approximate distribution of the maximum stress between the fibers in the matrix, which is the largest in the interphase, figure 13 left. This confirms the theoretical assumption of the system mechanism, fiber matrix interphase, where the highest stress transmits newly created component, that is, the interphase, which causes the synergic effect of the resultant construction of the composite structure. Figure 13 also shows the information that FEM model 2 shows a non-uniform maximum stress in the composite structure, unlike the FEM model I, and also